Hello, welcome to the SonarG channel. Today we're going to have a short video on automating the database change management process. Here's a quick overview of what we're going to be talking about in this session. It starts with databases in an enterprise having to issue changes into production. These changes are a response of the regular running of a business, and usually companies have a change management system. Could be usually ServiceNow, it could be CyberArk. A lot of companies have also homegrown applications where they keep the data in custom tables or even CSV. So the process starts on the left. The DBAs connect to the database and make some changes, usually sharing the same system account or some service account. Then the Guardian database monitoring system or any other monitoring system collects the data, then sends it to SonarG, where you have the large repository of all the data. Then SonarG will generate and reconcile activity performed by those generic accounts, and it will connect to the ticketing information database, pull the tickets. This could be either from a simple JDBC connection, loading a CSV file, or using some of the newer REST APIs like ServiceNow. Once the information is in SonarG, we can quickly just do a reconciliation based on a ticket match or user or a time-based correlation, whatever it's most appropriate and works. Then it generates a workflow where it can routinely send that information distribute it to the database owners. Or if it is required, we can generate a justify workflow where the owner is required to log into each of the events and approve them or disapprove them. Okay, the next step is we're going to be connecting to a database and performing a change. And this is one of the biggest challenges. The native database vendors and Guardium they'll provide an API to tag the activity, because by tagging the activity that I do, it makes it so much easier to reconcile, because I can tag the tickets with what I'm supposed to do. For example, I'm connected to this Oracle server. I'm going to be connecting using the service account, the DBA account. So if I have the API, I'm going to be prompted, or I can provide the business owner. So this is my system ID. And this is the change request ticket number. In this case, the ticket I was assigned to this is 1214. So I just tagged my session with my business owner and my change request. You can do this on any database type. So the change for me is to update the inventory. So I'm going to create a new table. That's it. Exit. Next, we log into SonarG, which contains the data from all of the collectors and all of the databases. So we're at a great position here to run the audit job, to see what were the changes made in my environment across all database types. So we have a report called Changes to Production. As you can see, this report returns a typical report with all the details about the timestamp, the server hostname, the client, where the client connected from, the database type, the details about the database, and the SQL that was executed. So as you can see, everything was done either by the user sys or the user Scott. So it's probably a service account, and everyone sharing the system account to perform changes. So these were most of them changes to the database, DDLs or modifications that are pretty important, because they're affecting our production system. And we need to match these against the tickets to verify that everything was approved to be done was actually done, and no other commands were performed, and the right commands were performed. As you can see, there is no create tables performed by Scott, but I have no idea who did this and what changed ticket this belongs to. So we're going to do that next. Okay, next, SonarG, we're going to read the ticket information. So there's a scheduler. Inside the scheduler, there's different targets. So this is what enables us to either call an API like ServiceNow to pull the tickets, or in this case, I have an RDBMS target. We're going to be reading tickets from a table, which is where most of the change management systems keep their data. You can also load a CSV file directly into a system. So there's many methods. Almost all methods are supported. So if we run this now, we're going to look at our jobs, make sure it's finished. Dispatch jobs. As you can see here at the top, it's being scheduled. Status, so it's in the middle of running. Wait a few seconds. Now the job is complete. Let's go verify we pulled the data. So if we look at our data that's already sitting on SonarG, as you can see, this is my ticket information. So this came directly from the change management system. So we have the affected host, the description of the ticket, the owner of the system, the start time and end time. Sometimes you need to do a correlation based on time. And here's the ticket information. So I can run reports also on the tickets here, but at least they're available now. I can join them with the activity from the audits. And let's do that. So we run a report out of the box called change management activity. Okay, now we have the activity report like we showed you in the first time, but now we have the richer, it's been enriched with the ticket information. So before everything was, all we needed was it was run as the system account or the Scott user. Now we have the actually the user ID for the comparison, CV10, RBS 70. So these correspond to actual real users. We have the ticket information that was provided, tagged by the activity. We also have a the enriched information. So we pull, this is added, we matched by ticket, and we can now expose the DB owner, the affected host, in this case is Osprey 6, from the change management system, and we see that it matches the actual host name from the audits where the activity was performed. So we know it was performed on the right server. We have a description of the ticket, new promotion tables, Ground Connect to run, and then this is the actually SQL from the audits. And the last column was added automatically by the system because the owner is this user account Rodrigo. And what does that mean? That means it's going to be assigned to the user Rodrigo for review. And we'll show you that next. As you can see, everything is nicely matched. It's ready to be reconciled. The first row, we're missing the affected host, the description. That means it could not find the matching ticket. So this is a perfect example that a user was created by the user Scott. We have a ticket number was provided, but it's probably a wrong ticket. So this is a perfect candidate for a manual reconciliation for the management of this database. So in order to generate the last step, which is the justification, there's also another job. So this is the same report, but it's going to run as a justify output. Let's run it. As you can see, our latest job is the justification job. It's in the middle of processing. That's complete. Let's go look at the results. So now we log in as the DB owner of those servers. So in this case, it's Rodrigo. Go to my justify queue. And here they are. So it's the same information we show you in the report. So this could be distributed as a report, or it can be assigned to me, to the owner of this server. In case I own Osprey 6, so it's appearing in my queue, I have all the details about the events. So I need to justify these two. I simply select them under my action dropdown. Say justify these, the description. Approved. As you can see, this those 3 tickets I closed now has my description of my notes, and they're ready to be reviewed by the auditor, being verified. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please contact us at www.jsonar.com.